today's video, we're gonna be testing out the fastest e-bike I've ever had sent to me, the AMYET 3000W e-bike that can apparently go over 30 miles per hour. But is it good overall, and is that too fast? Well, to find out, I had to open the dang thing first. Once unpacked, I assembled it in about 10 minutes and charged it up for a bunch of different test rides. And all right, here's the big reveal. This is what the AMYET e-bike looks like, all put together. Looks pretty nice. I'm gonna walk you around just for like 60 seconds or maybe less, just to show you some of my favorite features and some of the normal features that it has. As you can see, the tires are pretty cool. They're like off-roading ones, but according to the company's website, apparently they're good on street or off-road. We're gonna find that out in a second. Up front, you got a super big, bright light. Right here, you've got the battery with a lock right here if you wanna take it off, just in case maybe you need to replace it or something, or you buy an extra one. And over here, you've got the on-off switch, which is going to turn on your battery as well as where you're gonna charge it. And then there's a quick indicator button up here that shows you your battery life. And then here is where this bike really shines. You've of course got your brakes up here. You've got a little switch that turns on and off this front light. You've got a horn. You've got some other buttons up here. You've got the power button that actually turns the bike on. The plus and minus is what is going to make you go up or down mode-wise and how fast you want to go with the e-bike. Over here, you've also got the Shimano 7-speed shifter. Then you've got the super ultra wide seat, which is gonna feel real good on my butt, I hope. You've got a rear light. You've got the bike motor and the rear derailleur. Looks like this thing's got some good shocks too. And overall, the bike just looks really good so far. However, looks can only get you so far, so let's go test this thing out. For this test, my goal was to go to Brawley Park, however you pronounce that. Let me know down in the comments if you know how to pronounce that. But my end destination is to go from Highway 35 all the way 30 minutes west to a giant oak tree. I didn't exactly succeed in this, but you'll see. Okay, so right off the bat, we got to test out not only off-roading, but also a huge hill. I don't know if you can tell how big this hill is, but it's pretty big and it's rocky, and surprisingly, this thing didn't have any issues getting up it. Pretty cool. Let's continue our journey. So far, this bike is super smooth on cement, and my butt still feels real good. This thing also has a horn, and it's pretty loud. Check this out. I guess it's good if you're gonna be on the road with this thing. All right, looks like we are about to go fully off-road, which we just did, and we're about to test this out on some actual trails, not just random dirt and rock patches. Isn't it so stupid when YouTubers have to run back for their camera? They don't show you that, of course. I hardly ever do, but it's all to make it more cinematic for you, the viewer. Okay, so it seems like the sun is starting to set and I need to get to that big tree, and I still have like 15 or 20 minutes and then I'm still gonna have to make a trip back home. So yes, this will be a really good test for this front light on this bike. However, I don't wanna be stuck on these back trails when it's super dark, or at least not for too long. So I'll catch up with you here in just a second at the big tree, assuming I can find it. Definitely getting dark, and it's even darker in the forest because obviously the canopy of the trees and all that. But this is probably the worst time for the trail to get crazier, and it's definitely getting crazier. Okay, so it got dark way faster than I thought it would, and I still have a lot more trail riding to do to get to the big tree, so we're just gonna say forget about the big tree. So far I've traveled 7 miles, which means that I'm gonna have to travel 7 miles back, so 14 miles total. Now already I feel like I've gone on every possible terrain that you would even take this thing on. Rocks, hills, off-road, on-road, sharp turns, hills, everything possible. Also, something really cool that I wasn't using that I probably should have been this whole time on the roads is the turn signal. Check this out. If you wanna turn left, press that. And then if you want to go right, and it does this little blinking thing, which is super cool because none of my other e-bikes that I've done on this channel can do that. We're gonna use the light of this motorcycle to light me up. There we go. Oh, that's bright as heck. So with all of that said, I'm gonna test it out a little bit more on my way back home, but of course it's gonna be dark and all this footage is gonna come out like crap. So let's go back to my office and let me review this thing and tell you the pros and the cons of the AMYET e-bike. Oh, that's bright. So that was a super crazy ride. I actually got lost on my way back and I ended up crying from all of the wind that hit my eyes. My eyes are watering so much. I need goggles or something. I definitely just bought a new helmet that should arrive in the mail soon with a visor to protect my eyes as well as, of course, my old noggin. But I digress. Let's get into the pros and cons of this e-bike very quickly. Now, to preface, there are way more pros than cons, but I definitely need to start with the cons first, and the first one being that the bike is kind of bulky. Now, this is something that you're gonna expect with a bigger e-bike like this, but the problem is I couldn't get it into my car, which means that in the future, I'm gonna have to use those racks that I put up on my car years ago, instead of just putting it into the dang car. Second con is that the air pump that it comes with is a little bit cheap. I ended up just using my own air pump, so if you end up getting this bike, I definitely suggest getting your own better quality air pump to air up the tires. Now, with the cons out of the way, let's jump into the pros. Because pro number one is the actual power of this thing. With 3000 watts, this thing has no issue getting up hills. Now, you will decrease in speed. You obviously can't go max speed when you're going up a hill, but I found that on super duper steep hills, it was about 8 to 10 miles max. And on normal hills that you would usually get on like a regular street, you're still able to go about 15 to 16 miles per hour. And then of course the full speed itself without pedal assist is about 29 miles per hour. I went on a flat road and just went pedal to the metal and tried to go as fast as possible. I was able to do like 29.3 something like that miles per hour. But as far as actual max goes, I was able to get this up with pedal assist to about 35 miles per hour. Pro number two is that the battery is super good. End of the ride, looks like we only lost 1 bar, and that is 13 miles in. Pro number three is something that I wanted to include because I've gotten comments on other e-bike videos that I've made around people that are heavier and what e-bike would be best for them. Well, according to a lot of reviews on Amazon, it can handle around 300 pounds or more. Pro number four is that it has really easy assembly. This thing took about 10 minutes to put together, which is not bad. Probably the fastest time out of all the e-bikes I've done on this channel. Second from last pro is that these bike tires are good on pretty much any terrain possible, as I showed in this video. Rocks, dirt, cement, whatever you're trying to go on, this bike can get through it. And the last pro that I want to mention is just the overall functionality of it. It's got tons of modes. I love that all of the buttons and everything on the top part of the bike are all in the right place. It's super easy to go up or down in the modes. It's super easy to turn on the lights. It's super easy to basically change gears or do anything that you want to do on this bike. Now, as you can tell from my pros and cons list, I'm obviously a huge fan of this bike. This is probably my favorite e-bike that I have ever tested out on this channel. So if you'd like to pick up your very own, check it out down in the description below. I will leave a link down there, as well as a bunch of other links for you to check out if you want to support my other stuff that I do, like my book, other videos, stuff on my website, just all that good stuff. I do want to give a huge shout out to AMYET for sending me this e-bike to test out and just give my honest review on it. Now, I'm going to throw a video right up here of something that YouTube algorithm thinks that you're probably going to want to watch that I've created in the past. And if you'd like to, please hit that subscribe button. If I showed you any value in this video, I'm Eric. This is Eric's Tech World, where tech and adventure meet. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.